Hi, Junior with today's thought. A bit before I'm recording this, which is the day before you're seeing it, there were several news reports that Hamas, great humanitarians that they are, they announced that they're releasing 2 more hostages. Now, what's interesting about these 2 hostages, maybe this has something to do with why these 2 hostages are being released, but one of the things they did was that they were transporting Palestinians, from Gazans into Israel for medical treatment. Those are your real humanitarians. But anyway, maybe this is why these 2 were released. But this whole idea, it's obvious that I was joking, being cynical. They're obviously not humanitarians as to what they did. In fact, the Israelis, they brought a bunch of reporters and showed them 44 minutes of GoPro footage and security camera footage of Hamas, these people attacking, these atrocities, the atrocities that they did. They so horrible that they haven't released them to the public. They released excerpts, and I saw one of them actually. I'm not going to show it because it's very graphic. It's somebody, an Israeli civilian running from Hamas terrorist, and as he's running, he gets shot in the back of the head and falls down, pool of blood spreading around. And said, well, you can understand why I'm not showing it. In fact, I couldn't watch anymore after I saw just that one thing. So if they ever release these 44 minutes, I promise you, or I'm pretty sure I'm not going to watch it. It's the point I want to make, though, is that these little trickle of releasing hostages, it's obvious that they're doing this to delay the Israeli ground invasion, because the Israelis are being pressured now to hold off on the invasion while negotiations go on for hostages. And if you're talking about 2 at a time every several days, this could be forever. The Israelis are not, I'm sure they're not, I don't believe they're going to wait. But if that's the game that Hamas wants to play, then the Israelis can say, okay, you let me know when you're ready to, let us know when you're ready to release hostages, and we'll stop bombing long enough for you to release the hostages. We'll stop for an hour or something, and then we'll resume the bombing. It's obvious a ploy. They know what's going to happen if Israel invades, and they're trying to stop it or at least forestall it. So my thought for today, the reason I'm making this video, it's in the title, is if the Hamas is if they're such great humanitarians, never mind caring about they're hostages, citizens of other countries. I was going to say of other countries, but Gaza is not a country. But let's say non-Arabs, to care about Israelis and other people. Well, what about their own people? As Israelis, no Israeli is more than about a minute, maybe 2 minutes away from a bomb shelter. What about the Palestinians over in Gaza? How far are they from a bomb shelter? And it's a nonsense question, because there are no bomb shelters. Hamas doesn't build bomb shelters. All this concrete, they use it to build these terror tunnels to attack Israel. This is the first time ever in history, I believe, where you have a depraved group of people who want their own citizens to be killed. So my proposal is, if these guys, Hamas, are such great humanitarians, simply trade places. You have these human shields on the ground where they can be killed, and Israelis they're urging them to evacuate, to go from the north of Gaza to the south, below a wadi, a dry riverbed, for safety. And Hamas is trying to stop them from doing that. So that's bad enough right there. But they have the hostages above ground while Hamas is hiding below ground. They're soldiers, these brave, courageous soldiers hiding underground. So my suggestion is that these tunnels, they make great, that's the whole purpose, I guess, to shield them. And it's not really working. The Israelis are destroying the tunnels when they find them. They destroy them from the air. But it's at least some protection. It's protection from bombing, and the Israelis would not bomb them at all if this is my idea, my suggestion for Hamas, if the human shields, if the civilians were in the tunnels underground and Hamas were above ground. So that's what I'm saying. Why don't they trade places? Why don't all the members of Hamas come up and fight and let their civilians or human shields not be human shields, and let them go underground where they would be safe in these tunnels? At least they would be safe if there were no Hamas in these tunnels. Israelis would not be bombing them at all, and they would let the civilians be safe. So that's my suggestion, Hamas. If you're such humanitarians, simply trade place with your human hostages. And that's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. Would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.